Hey friends, happy Friday. 30th of July. I hope for those of us who work regular work weeks, it might be a time of rest and recreation as we move towards a weekend. 17th week in numbered time, ordinary time. I'll give you a reflection on the readings. The daily readings are over on the sidebar. If you haven't read them yet, click that link, prayerfully read the readings. And then at the end of it, I really encourage you, turn off the screen, spend some time with God before you move on to everything else, whatever it is that this day holds. First reading, we are kind of skipping through the books of the Pentateuch, the first 5 books, the Torah, the books of the law. We finished with Exodus, and now we are picking up selections of Leviticus. I haven't looked yet to see how much of like Leviticus and Numbers and Deuteronomy we get. I know that we're just kind of hitting some highlights. So a rhetorical question, which do we find what glazes our eyes more? What do we find harder to engage with? A genealogy or a book, a list of calendar dates? These are just things that are challenging for us as moderns. To read about a calendar that we don't hold anymore and about liturgical feasts of public prayer that we don't hold as well. I invite you to read that first reading. Perhaps the way that we might pray with this, and I think also with the gospel, is to just be mindful of the seasons of life, the rhythms of life, the way that life both unspools in a linear fashion, but also the cyclical nature of it, whether that's the rhythms of the year of the liturgy or the seasons, the way that we continue to return to the same point every year. Maybe on this end of July, it might be a place to just reflect over the course of the last year, the last little while or period of time, but to just see that maybe there has been grace at work in us that we didn't really appreciate. And it's only as we reflect upon the way that time returns upon itself that we're able to see that. The gospel, right? Jesus talks, or we hear about Jesus returning to his native place and being unable to perform any signs. I think here of that line, familiarity breeds contempt, right? That when we are very close to something and accustomed to it, maybe we take it for granted. The other line I was thinking of is either everything is a miracle or nothing is. And in these hot summer days, still with maybe my addiction to busyness, it can be a challenge to just sit on a deck and appreciate the greenness of the grass and the buds of the trees and the songs of the birds. I can maybe lose myself in thinking that while summer is nice, I look forward to fall for hunting season. To just be here and now, to just allow ourselves to be in the grandeur of God, that our lives are a miracle. Our relationships with other people are a gift. Every breath, every beat of our heart is a gift that we did not will and that we do not control. That all things are held together in the goodness and the blessing of God. And people in Jesus' town maybe overlooked that God was doing something great in their midst because it looked like the ordinary everydayness of their own family experience. And they missed that God was doing something powerful. May we have eyes to see and hearts to appreciate the goodness of God this day. All right, Book of Leviticus about calendars, Jesus, and maybe some gratitude and the miraculousness of our own life. Click that link, read those readings prayerfully, turn off that screen, especially if you have some downtime coming up. May it be a time of rest and recreation. All of us, we pray, we offer our prayer into the hands of God, and we offer it for those who suffer and struggle in these days. Happy Friday, friends.